finally, compiled to the extent that he's not the player he used to be, and Steph is slowing down. He's still a goddamn legend. And even Clay is like shooting like 44% from three on volume shooting.
Yeah.
So like he's still a fucking lights out shooter, but that's all he offers. And so not only that, but obviously the team doesn't have anything resembling the depth that they used to have.
Right.
I'm just so glad that it's done because like a legitimate dynasty built around lights out 3-point shooting is just so infuriating to have to deal with. Ugh.
I
Thank
mean, they're
God
not
it's
going to be the
over.
last one, that's for sure.
Yes, but yeah, I just try to think about things in terms of Miami's capability to win a championship, and I'm like, I feel like Milwaukee and Boston are way more beatable than that Warriors team was.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in the stream now. JS, he says it's embarrassing Tyreek isn't talked about in MVP. What more does he need to do? Um, Obviously Tyreek is the best wide receiver in the NFL, but
A wide receiver has never won MVP. There's a
yeah, I don't think wide receiver could ever win MVP because who's throwing it to him? Like Tyreek would be the MVP if the bullshit that Stephen A. Smith says was true. If Tua was just throwing a 3-yard slant that Tyreek took to the house constantly, then you'd have a case for Tyreek being MVP. But an example, Tyreek's 78-yard touchdown today featured a Tua pass that was roughly 50 yards in the air. So great catch from Tyreek, definitely, but it's always going to be the case. It's the same reason that Tua doesn't get MVP talk. People are like, well, Tyreek, blah blah blah. So if you try talking about Tyreek, they'll be like, well, I mean, who's throwing it to him? However, Tyreek definitely deserves to be in the MVP conversation more than Hurts. Hurts should not be anywhere near it. And I really don't like this concept that the MVP is just the trophy you give to the quarterback who played for the team with the best record. That's not okay. Exactly like Joker said in the Discord, it feels like it was half an hour, maybe an hour ago. Jalen Hurts winning MVP isn't that much different or that much worse than Purdy. And Purdy's MVP campaign completely fell apart during those 3 straight losses because Christian McCaffrey was injured and Purdy just looked like shit when he wasn't there. It was like, well, Purdy has just as much claim to MVP as Hurts does, which is to say not at all. So if Purdy's MVP campaign falls apart, why is Hurts still like fucking... The Eagles are a very good team. Hurts is not even close to being the reason why they're good.
oh my god, I did it! First try!
Nice.
Rip.
See,
I didn't even come close to dying.
Sometimes you just need to come at it from, take a break. That might be what it was too. You're not tired right now, and last night when you were doing this was like 2 a.m.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing people don't realize. The tush push is going to go away As soon as there isn't a god mode offensive line that's capable of doing it.
Right.
Like
But
apparently there's a report now that Roger Goodell hates the tush push and will seek to ban it this off season. It's going to go away as soon as Kelsey retires.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, it's not something you can do with a bad offensive line. Like, imagine the Seahawks trying to pull off the tush push. It's not gonna fucking work.
The Giants tried to do it against the Seahawks earlier this year, and 2 of their linemen got injured, and it didn't work.
That is utterly hilarious. But yeah, great example. The thing, like, again, is it's just working for the Eagles. For instance, the Eagles very easily could have actually lost that game against the Dolphins if the tush push wasn't a legal move, because they did that to get a 4th down conversion, and the game was still insanely close when that happened. So, completely different story.
JS, I mean,
But-
I think it's more Kelsey than anything else, but the guards help too.
But I don't care about the thing because of exactly what we said. It's all like, you know, when you don't have one of the best offensive lines in the history of the NFL, the play doesn't work on principle. So why would you need to ban it if it's like, you know, if the strength of your team is that you have best offensive line in football, well, fuck, you should be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I think it looks insanely stupid, and I think that it's gonna fail a hell of a lot more often than it succeeds. But why worry about it? Because if you don't have like a fucking Hall of Fame caliber offensive line, it's not even gonna be an issue. But I can understand why Goodell would want to get rid of it, though, is again because just how stupid it looks.
Yeah.
If you're the commissioner of the league, you don't want that to be taking over games. You especially don't want it to be a close game where the tush push changed the outcome of the game. If you're like, well, fuck, that looks terrible for the league.
Yeah, like to me, one of the great failures of David Stern is why he didn't crack down on Hack-a-Shack when it made games really, really boring and stupid to watch. Like,
Yeah, 'cause, I
why
mean,
would you be okay
Right.
with your product being this unwatchable?
Exactly, and it's very easy to blame Shaq for, you know, why don't you just shoot it fucking underhanded style, Rick Barry style. I was watching a fucking video talking about the Rick Barry's underhanded free throw shooting form, and they were talking about how Wilt Chamberlain really wanted to win championships, so he would shoot it Rick Barry style, and that shows some footage of some of his games where he shot at Rick Barry style. You know, in the playoffs, in the finals, because he wanted to win. And it's all like, why don't people do this anymore? And then Shaq comes out and he's all like, yeah, you know, I tried doing that in practice a few times, but I felt like a sissy. I couldn't do that. I had a reputation to protect. I'd rather shoot 0 from the free throw line than shoot them underhanded. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, grow up. But
You're look like a sissy when you're making 80% of your free throws.
Right, you're not gonna look like a sissy at all when no one's gonna fucking foul you because you're shooting fucking insanely high. Haka goes away, so they have to, you know, double, triple team you in the post, and you know, then you just go off. Like, but all that aside, you're exactly right. You know, is that hey, it sucks that Shaq can't just man up and like fucking work on his game so that that's not a weakness of his anymore. But yeah, it actually is taking over the game, and you see shit like earlier, like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where Andre Drummond was getting hacked when the game is outrageously out of reach. And not only that, but it's like the beginning of the 4th quarter. It's not late in the game, close game, none of that shit. They were doing it for point differential. So they're hacking Drummond with like 8 or 9 minutes left in the game.
Why is Drummond
When they're up
in the game? In that situation, I'd take him out so that can't happen.
And that's exactly what they ended up having to do, but it was dumb as shit. It was like, well, we're doing this for point differential. It's all like, shut the fuck up. You're winning by 20 with like 8 or 9 minutes left in the game. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, a little point differential. Fuck that shit. Like, that is so outrageously stupid. So yeah, you know, Stern back in the day, and Silver now while he's got a chance, he should definitely be thinking, yeah, you know, the hacking crap's gotta stop. Because, I mean, by all means, if the guy's, like, actually shooting the ball, foul him. Just intentionally fouling him off ball, that should be technical.
Like, because at the end of the day, sports are entertainment. And there's nothing entertaining about watching a free throw shooting contest.
Exactly.
Like, imagine you were playing pickup basketball with your friends, and one team just decided to, like, okay, every time this team gets the ball, we're just going to hug this guy and make him shoot free throws. Like, you punch him in the face, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
It is absolutely nuts, because, like, in this documentary video I was watching about Rick Barry's free throw shooting form, they were talking about his son when he was in college a couple years ago during the 2017 season. Obviously, he had no chance of getting drafted into the real NBA because he just didn't have NBA caliber athleticism and fundamentals. But in spite of that, he led the NCAA in free throws percentage. Like, here's a guy who has no chance of getting drafted because he's just not NBA caliber, but he leads the entire NCAA in free throw shooting.
You could sign him to your NBA team just to be like an end-of-game closer. Get him the ball at the end of a close game.
Yeah, like 100%. Not only that, just have him stand at the fucking foul line, because if he can shoot free throws that well, it's all like, well, fuck, you know. If they leave him wide open, he could just... But yeah, it's damn silly that people, you know, don't have the competitive drive where they want to win, and they don't do that. If it would help you, then do it. Like, guys like Kobe and MJ can hit free throws with their own shooting style of an overhand technique. They can shoot just fine. They never had to, but I have a feeling that if they struggled with it, they would fucking do that because they wanted to win. And I can't imagine... Ugh, it's so bad. But anyway, back to football, which is why we were talking about that in the first place. Yeah, I don't think that the tush push is a problem. It just looks dumb as hell. If Goodell wants to get rid of it because he thinks it's a bad look for the league, I would agree with that. But even though it potentially cost the Dolphins the game against the Eagles, I don't care. Like,
it only happens a few times a game at most, right? What are we really talking about here?
Exactly. You know, it's dumb as shit. If it works, it's like, well, fuck. You know,
like, it would be
happens.
one thing. Like, imagine if the Eagles did it literally every play because every play was a guaranteed 3 yards. So they're just like 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 4, 4th and 1, over and over again every time they get the ball. Like, then that would make some sense, right?
Yeah, and if they were doing that every single down and fucking they were still 10-1, then it's like, okay, yeah, the league needs to address this immediately. This is bullshit. It'd be hilarious though, you know, see Hurts with like 0 fucking passing yards. Oh god. But leads the NFL in rushing. I have a completely different perspective on it. Because I don't care if the media slurps rust, and I don't know why you would either. I mean, let's just say, for the sake of argument, the Broncos make the playoffs in a wild card. They're not going to win the fucking Super Bowl. Why would you care? If the media slurps Russell Wilson, why would you care? Broncos being bad last season already paid off for you.
That's kind of how I feel about
it. And as a Dolphins fan, it would have been excellent if the fucking Broncos won today. For two reasons. Is number one, it would be part of making it even harder for the Bills to make the playoffs by having the Broncos really move up in the wild card standings. And they would have been 7-5 instead of they're now 6-6. And the Dolphins dropping 70 points on a 7-5 team sounds really good. You know, because people can say that the Broncos were bad when they played them, but it's the same exact fucking team. The Broncos figured it out after that loss, definitely, but still the same exact fucking team. Miami is taking advantage. We're 9-3 right now. It's pretty much there's no fucking shot that the Bills would jump us in.
I think he means long term, like next year and the year after. Like the Bills, like it's just over. Long term.
Yes, yeah, long term, definitely. Yes. Josh Allen, he should be really glad for the success that they had that one season. That they're not going to have that anymore. Bills are completely finished.
Because New England's obviously, you know, it's going to take a minute. And it's already been announced that Aaron Rodgers will not play unless the Jets actually are still alive for a playoff spot when he's ready. So they're basically saying he's not actually going to play. So this is all fear.
Right. Yeah, because the Jets needed to win today, and that loss confirms, because they would have gone 5-7, which is like, it's still really bad, but it's right outside the cusp of wild card contention. It's still possible.
Yeah.
So then you would have seen Rodgers come back. 4-8, no, you're done. It is 1,000,000% finished.
Because I still think they have one game against the Dolphins. They're not going to win that. I think they have one more game against... I know they have at least one more good team on their schedule, so they're done.
Yeah, I'm checking the Jets' schedule right now. Their next game is at home against Houston. Then after that on the road against Miami. After that at home versus the Skins. After that on the road at Cleveland. And then their final game of the year on the road against the Patriots.
Yeah, Houston's probably going to finish them off this week.
More than likely, and if they don't, then Miami will 100% just kick their teeth in.
Yeah.
And their second to last game of the year being against the league's top defense, they just can't.
Which is really the best thing that could happen to Aaron Rodgers, right? The worst thing that could happen for him would be the Jets to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was going to get offered 8 or 9 figures for stealing the new medical treatment that he got.
Mentality.
Exactly. Unless he was going to get offered 8 or 9 figures for stealing that, then there's no reason to risk it. Presumably, he wants to actually continue playing. He loses nothing by not playing this season because of the guaranteed money. You know, he's still getting paid. He got hurt. You know, it is what it is. And if he gets a bunch of money from stealing the thing, well, then that makes sense. But if he doesn't, then why the fuck would you even bother? Because if he re-aggravates that injury, now you're talking about potential life-changing damage.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to risk it at all. I know I wouldn't want to.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but he does have a personality that bodes well for an after-playing career. And if he ends up in a wheelchair, then that's hampered significantly.
Right. Whereas, if he doesn't end up in a wheelchair, then after he retires, when he finally comes out of the closet, he'll be one of the most popular celebrities in the United States. And for some reason, we worship gays, so
yeah.
he'd be in a really good spot. Alright, so checking the things now.
Yeah, Snacks, growing up, did you ever play Unreal Tournament games?
Here and there. Well, when you said games, is different. Yeah. Big time Quake fan. And lots of old school boomer shooters, deathmatch, multiplayer kinds of things. And I still watch that shit. Carnage Johnson.
Yeah.
Who is the guy made famous by the meat shots. I still watch his streams fucking to this day. Like he's the guy who gives me these emotes that I post all the time. That's from his Twitch stream.
Because those were very popular and well-liked games at the time. And that franchise is dead, and I don't know why. Like, I think those games would probably still be really popular with streamers today. Like, if they made another Unreal Tournament, that would be pretty fire.
I think it does have to do with the perception of it being a boomer shooter. The viewer base for streaming content and all this is the vast majority of it is Zoomers, and it's hard to get Zoomers behind something that they view as not being part of their own fucking thing, especially if it's associated with Boomers. I think that's why. So
it beats the hell out of Fortnite as far as I'm concerned.
100%. Yeah, the Bills playoff odds have been updated. Before today, they were at an 18% chance to make the playoffs. With the games going on right now, like they're not even finished, but they've already dropped to 14%.
Yeah, they're done.
It's pretty much guaranteed that Miami's going to win the division because they're still favored to win their next 2 games. And they're already 9-3. And the Bills, their next 2 games are on the road against the Chiefs and then at home against the Cowboys. They're probably going to lose both of those. Then they're on the road against the Chargers, which is basically a home game for them. They could win that. And at home against the Patriots, you'd think they'd win that, but they already lost to the Patriots already this season, so that's genuinely, not a guarantee. Then the last game of the season is on the road in Miami's house, where Miami's going to be looking for revenge, plus it's going to be really important for Miami's own playoff seeding. And they would just want to send a message. So at that point, I would just assume they would fucking step on the gas and obliterate them. If Miami goes into that game healthy, I expect them to score at least 40 points like they did today against the Commanders. Speaking of which, it is really huge to have... I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly. I do it with a hard K sound for the CH, but some people do the ch sound instead. Some people say a chain, I say a cane. But it's really nice having him back. It's not like he's the most important piece of our offense, or like the fulcrum of the offense or anything like that. But the difference between him being there for our running game versus having to give Ahmed snaps is just... it's fucking night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, next 2 games for the Dolphins are both home games. First against the Titans, second against the Jets. And on Christmas Eve, still a home game against the Cowboys. And that's going to be a game I really expect us to actually win. The people, naturally, they're giving us the whole, oh, they can't be good teams, blah, 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 bullshit. But every single game we've lost this season has been on the road. We're undefeated at home.
Well, I still kind of think the Cowboys are frauds, honestly. Like,
And
they're good,
exactly,
but they're not great.
exactly. The Cowboys had the exact same narrative that Miami does. The difference being is that Miami, since the return of Jalen Ramsey, has had a magnificent defense. I was reading the thing, I think it said since week 5, Miami's defense has allowed the least yards in the league.
Really?
Yes. I'm gonna go check that, because, I don't want to just be spewing bullshit. But that's why I say since Jalen Ramsey returned, since it was after week 5, significantly after week 5. And pretty much nobody can argue that since Jalen Ramsey came back, our defense has transformed. And just since, even though the Cowboys won this game against the Seahawks, even though the Cowboys won, they had so many problems that they showed. Like the Seahawks, even with Pete Carroll, just
team right now anyway.
Right. Pete Carroll he's refusing to adapt in games. He just wants to play the exact same way every single game, and teams are taking advantage of that. It's why, as the season has gone on, the Seahawks have lost a lot of their theme that they had at the beginning of the season. Because Pete's not adjusting, but other teams are. Even in spite of that, the Seahawks scored a lot of points on the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. Their defense is supposed to be the seat of their power.
Right, so here comes Miami, who has an utterly rejuvenated defense since Jalen Ramsey's come back, where they have to be talked about as one of the most elite defenses in the league. And since the season started, they've been considered arguably the best offense in the league. Now you've got a home game against the Cowboys team that people are accusing of being frauds just as much as the Dolphins. I really do expect us to win that game. If we go in there healthy, I really can't see us losing. If that happens, that'd be a hell of a fucking Christmas gift to be 12-3.
Yeah. Couldn't be me.
Right.
Man,
Plus,
so this is a full level. This is not just the boss fight at all. Dang.
Right.
This is a full-blown level.
Yes, and the boss fight, because of how the boss fight is structured, it's the longest boss fight in the game by far. So this level does end up being like essentially the longest level in the game.
But
What's crazy though is
isn't that hard, right?
It's not as hard as the Con Maker boss fight. It's just weird because you have to do damage to areas. Because that's how you do damage to the boss. Is you have to destroy the different pieces of him. His head, his chest, his stomach, his arms, and like all this kind of shit. So you gotta aim for different pieces of him. The first stage of the boss fight is to blast off his outer shell, his armor, and then the second stage is to actually kill the fucking thing by destroying his flesh. It's just very involved. However, there are infinitely respawning crucible shards for you to pick up while that's all going on. You basically just tear through fucking everything in front of you. There's just so many power-ups and consumables for you to pick up that just make you so strong. Yeah, Flacco's looking nice.
Yeah, he's doing alright, man. Good for him.
Yeah, it's nice to see, and it would actually be really funny if while Deshaun Watson was out, they found so much value in Joe Flacco that they actually improved. Would be really fun.
Joe Flacco starts a playoff game in 2023.
It'd be wild. Imagine telling people 10 years ago that Joe Flacco would be starting a playoff game in 2023 and it wouldn't be with the Ravens. They'd be like, what the fuck? Alright, let's see here.
Uh-oh, Niners waking up.
Yeah, here we go. I was reading this from Joe Dodd. From week 5 to 12, the Dolphins' defense is ranked number 1 in the NFL in total defense and number 1 in fewest yards per play allowed. From weeks 1 to 12, the Dolphins' offense is ranked number 1 in the NFL in total offense and number 1 in most yards per play gained. It's a tweet from 5 days ago. Oh yeah, our defense has definitely stepped way the fuck up, especially since Jalen Ramsey came back.
And after today, it should be even better. That was pretty good.
Yeah, they absolutely shat on the skin. Absolutely pulverized it. And funnily enough, 45-15 was scoregami. That's a score that's never been seen before in NFL history.
Oh, that's pretty fire.
Yeah.
I really want to chug with you. We could be pro Fortnite gamers.
You already are. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm like, I feel fucking good about things. Like, especially as the Broncos continue to do better. I'm upset they didn't win today. I hope that they can get some more wins in the upcoming weeks. Because if the Broncos were 7-5, you can't imagine how much shit I was going to talk to people saying, oh, well, the Dolphins can't be good teams. I'm like, they dropped 70 points on a 7-5 team. How many other teams doing that shit? Especially with the Bills utterly collapsing, it just looks like, well, you know, sometimes you end up in a crap game playing a really bad team. Right. Right, you know, sometimes you play a bad team that's within your division and they treat it like it's their Super Bowl and you just, you know, you get taken to school. But it doesn't mean anything because they're dog shit. Lamau. I thought it was hilarious though when they lost to the Eagles. The Bills fans were talking crazy shit. And then they after the game's over, they're like, "Man, the refs fucked us so hard." And I'm all like, "Okay, so it's all right for you to say that the refs baited the Eagles and made you lose. It's not okay for the Dolphins."
Jalen Hurts literally can't throw an accurate ball past 8 yards and he's supposed to be MVP.
Seriously, like, the Eagles are 1,000,000% getting babied by the refs. It's like, yeah, the Bills got fucked, so did the Dolphins, so does pretty much everybody who plays them. You know, that's why it was so amazing when the Jets actually beat this fucking team. No one's getting babied by the refs like Philly is. People are concerned about the tush push. I'm all like, dude, fuck all that shit. How about when they just blatantly face mask receivers running their routes and the refs don't call it? How many fucking times has that happened this season? Jesus.
Oop, Browns are actually in field goal range here. They could tie this up. Kick, baby.
I've argued with a few Zoomer Mutt kids on here on... I'm not sure what word that's supposed to be. That Hurts, Allen, and Herbert aren't elite QBs. I 100% agree with you there. Hurts, Allen, and Herbert are not elite. They all suck. I mean, Allen's really good, but he throws way too many fucking picks. He doesn't take care of the ball. What he is a gambler, you know, and sometimes it really pays off for him. And then people, oh my god, look at him, he's a legend. And then a lot of times it really doesn't, but people don't want to talk about the times it doesn't work. Herbert is like the quintessential Chargers quarterback. Fucking leading the league in fourth quarter interceptions, and people try to call him clutch. Herbert's so clutch. Look at all these games he's lost. He's clutch though. Fuck.
Like that Ravens Chargers game a couple weeks ago. Herbert stares right at the blitzing linebacker on fourth down just to decide the game, and he's like the whale in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He just stands there and watches the bad thing happen and doesn't do anything about it. It's so weird. It's like, dude, get the ball out of your hand. He just stands there and watches himself get sacked.
That is a great analogy.
I don't know if anybody here is going to know what the hell I'm talking about, but the whale from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. I think just a little too many young folks to get that right.
I remember back in 2007, the Dolphins had some historic shitter at quarterback. I'm trying to remember who it was. Hold on, 2007 Dolphins. I'm trying to remember the dude's name. It was Cleo Lemon. Cleo Lemon. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers Cleo Lemon.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah. There was one play that season where he literally just stood in the end zone and allowed himself to get sacked for a safety. And my friend DM'd me right after it happened, and he was like making the Hitchhiker's Guide reference. Like, oh, there's that blitzing linebacker. I should probably do something. Oh, he's sacking me in the end zone. I should probably throw this ball away. Oh, I've been sacked.
I'm trying to find it right now on YouTube. I just type in Cleo Lemon.
I don't know if the play was famous enough to still be on YouTube. I do remember when Cleo Lemon threw that overtime touchdown to beat the Ravens for the one win the Dolphins had all year.
Yeah, that is literally every single fucking Cleo Lemon related thing that I see is the Miami Miracle. Yeah, I don't see that safety anywhere.
Yeah.
People unironically slurping Cleo Lemon.
I knew a Dolphins fan back then who got so fucking hype when they won that game. He was so worried they were actually going to finish the 0-16 season. And he was so happy that at least he didn't have to live with that embarrassment.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Of all the little video clips they use in those ranking videos, which one's your favorite?
Say it again?
Of all the little video clips they use in those ranking videos, the memes, which one's your favorite?
Yeah. I think it's when The Rock is saying it's complete dog shit. That's a really good one.
I wonder what The Rock was originally referring to, though. That's another thing I haven't been able to figure out. I tried to look it up.
I see this now. He's talking to Tyrese Gibson. He says, your album is the biggest piece of dog shit.
Oh, okay. You know what's weird? The Rock can apparently hear dog shit. I've never heard dog shit. I've seen it.
He's like, shout out to Tyrese Gibson with his new album, Black Rose. We have the album. I just heard it just now here in my trailer. And I gotta tell you, it is the biggest piece of dog shit.
Pretty gross. I remember back on ESPN in like the early 00s and early 2010s, Bill Simmons would do like these live mailbags where it was like a mailbag except it was a live chat. And I guess he would just have some intern sitting there filtering through probably the worst comments on the internet, trying to find ones for Bill to reply to live during like a watch along. I always thought that must be some really interesting stuff that intern is filtering through.
Yeah, I will never forget the little Jimmy Kimmel reading mean tweets thing. And Bill Simmons was like, I put 2 blue Swarovski gems on my penis head, and I swear to God, it looks just like Bill Simmons.
I miss when Jimmy Kimmel was funny. He used to actually be pretty funny.
Seriously.
Like when he was
and that's
blackface and doing the Karl Malone voice.
Exactly. Like way back in the day, I was a huge fan of the Man Show, and it's because Jimmy Kimmel, before he started dating Sarah Silverman and just completely gave in to the noticing coincidences cabal. But Adam Carolla, he fucking stayed the same dude the whole time, always the same guy, always same amounts of funny to this day.
Yeah, Carolla's funny.
And it definitely makes you think as things have gone on, how things have changed and aged and all this. It's like, well, I think the reason the Man Show was funny back in the day was probably because of Adam, and Jimmy was just along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Fallon, I think Jimmy Fallon knows he sucks. Like, I think that's the point. He has to be aware, like, even, like, if you watch the cowbell skit, he's breaking character constantly throughout that skit. And it's so fucking annoying that he apparently thinks that's funny. And I don't even like Will Ferrell, but he puts his heart and soul into that bit. Yeah, Jay Leno was good, man. I miss Jay Leno. Jay Leno knew what was up. Be right back, guys. Okay, we are back. Didn't Susan Sarandon just get in trouble for saying stuff pro-Hamas? I think I read about that somewhere. I did hear that.
Probably. Oh, that's a good point. I'm really looking forward to that. Trying to see people in Hollywood getting fucked because they're like, well, damn it. Politics demands that I support Hamas here because they're pre-Palestine. But if I do that, I'm never going to work in Hollywood again because it's...
Well, during the writer's strike, that was okay because there was nothing getting made. But now the writer's strike is over.
Exactly.
And it matters.
Fucking meme of Zach Galifianakis in A Hangover doing crazy math. There's fucking Hollywood leftists trying to figure out how to support Palestine and Israel at the same time without either losing their lefty clout or their ability to work in Hollywood.
Get off me! Get off me! Tracy Porter, get off me!
Niners just smoking the Eagles right now. Love to see it. Ref's not sure who they're supposed to baby. Oh no!
Man. Eagles' defense is really not that good this year, are they?
I mean, pretty much like the extent of their defense literally is just a ref. And if they're not getting babied by them, they can't cope.
Stop huffing the coconut.
Exactly. Goat.
The comments on that video are pretty good. It's like Mahomes fans every time Mahomes completes a 2-yard pass.
That is pretty good.
You're gonna teach your friends a lesson. They already know how to make $6 an hour. Finally! Hate those fuckers. Oh no, it's an archvile. Dude, stop teleporting everywhere. What the fuck? How is that even fair? For fuck's sakes.
Basically.
Shit. God damn, this is hard. You have to deal with a marauder or whatever the fuck they're called. Hey, Rockman Drums, how you doing? Yeah, this part's brutal. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like dual streaming to Kick, but I'm assuming you have to do some work to get monetized on Kick, and if I dual streamed, nobody would go over there and all. It would be tough. I would definitely have to like consider making a move over to Kick, not just dual stream. No! I just killed the fucking thing too. God damn it. But I have thought about moving to Kick. It does seem like Kick might be headed in a good direction here. All right, Rockman Drums. Thank you for that. I'll probably. I did recently sign up with Restream.io, which allows me to dual stream, so maybe I'll start doing that. And people might prefer to watch over there if they don't have mid-roll ads, because on Twitch they do. If I don't have mid-roll ads on Twitch, people might go over there just to avoid the ads. Like that's
Yeah, I know I would, dude. Fucking Twitch ads are outrageous. They really need to fuck off with this shit already. No question.
extra young and low main. That's an asshole. Don't be an asshole for me. Alright, thank you, Rockman. I'll set that up. I appreciate that. Okay, maybe that's the end of the level, I don't know.
No. End of this level's the big boss fight against the Icon Ascent.
Well, no, I mean before the boss fight. I mean, maybe that was the last thing before the boss fight starts, I don't know.
Oh. Nah, not quite.
Okay, wait a minute. I have no waypoint marker.
Ouch.
Do I jump over there? I feel like I jumped from there. What? Alright, Rockman Drums, I will if I start streaming on Kick, I'll at least make a video on YouTube about it to announce to people. So you'll see it there if I do decide to do it. Alright, let me think here. What am I supposed to do? Okay, it looks like I'm supposed to get over there. Hey, big country.
Soon, the gods will walk amongst us once again.
Oop, first down, Philly. They're gonna make it a game here.
Only then shall we find ourselves.
Wow, that sure is something. I'm reading this little factoid right here. It says the last Civil War vet passed in the 1950s.
Huh.
So think about living through the Civil War and then living until after World War II and to see the nuclear age. That has to be a fucking wild extent of human experience.
Yeah. Like, you know how experts say that if you took a person for like 400 years into the future, they would be so shocked by what they see, they would have a heart attack?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's true. I think the shock going from, the Civil War to the nuclear era wouldn't be that radically different than bringing somebody from like the, I don't know, the Stone Age into the Bronze Age.
Right. Yeah, because like even 400 years ago, 1623, there's still like a lot of stuff that they were working on and working toward. They conceived of it as being possible. So they'd see like a lot of this different stuff. They think it was really neat, but like straight up have a heart attack and like not being able to cope in terms of human advancement. No. The technology is not what would bother people. What would bother people is all the stuff we can't talk about.
Yeah, remember when they unfroze Captain America?
Exactly. So fuck, if you think that's bad, imagine bringing a guy from the 1600s, where you see all the people who are justifying, like, well, it's okay that this African man stabbed a bunch of Irish children because the Irish deserve it for being white colonizers. You take a guy from the 1600s, he'd be like, how dare you refer to the Irish as white? How dare you?
Yeah. Okay, God, what's the fucking guy's name? Oh,
I mean,
Sargon of Akkad had a tweet last
fuck, man,
night that I saw.
there are people alive today who remember back when the Italians weren't considered white.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Spider-Man
Okay,
memes?
I just
Peter,
sent you the link.
yeah. You remember the Spider-Man memes? It's like, Peter, just tell me, the man who shot me, was he white? No, Uncle Ben, he looked Italian. Oh, Peter, thank you. Oh man. Oh yeah, I saw that tweet too. I was like, he's gonna get in trouble for this one, but he's right.
Sargon of Akkad is still trying to bill himself as like a centrist, but I don't think anybody views him that way anymore. And I think he's kind of acknowledged that, like, look, I figured out that, centricism doesn't actually work, and, you need to do something, you need to actually fight for what you believe in order to get any actual change. Just standing in the middle is not going to do anything. But
Right.
Sargon of Akkad is still trying to say, I'm a classical liberal. I'm a centrist. And I don't think he has any traction there anymore.
Oh man, I love Our buddy on Twitter, Dixon,
Yeah.
responds to a New York Post tweet talking about the horrific news stories of Hamas sex assaults in Israel surface. Stuff that's talking about the shit that happened there. So Dixon comes in, he posts the fucking Jonathan Frakes Beyond Belief. Not this time. We made it. The story was created by a writer.
And imagine how long ago somebody like Real Dixon would have been banned if Elon wasn't the one running X these days.
It's not even that long ago, man. Just like, fuck, when did Elon buy it? Like last year?
Not that long ago at all.
Wow. This picture is hilarious.
Oh, don't tell me Njoku stepped out. God dang it. That was such a nice play, too. Ooh, cutscene. Is this it? No. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beginning of this.
Gonna take a while, you said?
Now, if you get it on the first try, it shouldn't. I mean, it's just more time-consuming of a boss fight because you need to destroy the different sections. Like, it's not like a typical shoot it until it dies, as it's explained to you right now. If you just shot it only in the head the entire time, it would never die.
Yeah. Oh shit, everything's on fire! The floor is lava!
Yeah, it can definitely put out some crazy damage quick, but there's a ton of pickups like everywhere. And there will be a lot of enemies all over the place, spawning in to fight you also, that you can use for chainsawing and stuff. And there's a ton of spawning in pickups of the Crucible sword, so you can just carve through people.
What? Why won't my sword work? There we go. What are these yellow things?
I'm not sure, actually. Because you're not picking them up, so I don't know what they replenish. Oh, wow. Your chain gun's like bright purple. It looks like some shit out of Fortnite.
Yeah, I changed the skin on it for fun.
Nice. Oh, now I remember. That refills your blood punch. That's why it's the image of a fist. Now need to fist yourself.
Okay, why can I not activate turret mode on this thing? It keeps doing the shield that I don't want. I want this thing, the mobile turret mode. How do I activate this? Okay, there we go. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, speaking of Civil War veterans, because it's fun. During World War II, that was when the Great Depression was going on and all that shit. So it makes sense why economically this would happen. But I like telling people about this to let them know about, you know, just the nature of women and their grip. Is like the thing said, the last Civil War veterans passed away in the 1950s. During World War II, some women would marry these ancient Civil War veterans, specifically so that they're you know, like 1940 sugar babies, because the pension, the Civil War pension that veterans of the Civil War was getting, adjusted for inflation, was like some of the best guaranteed money that you could get. Because since the Depression was still going on, you know, the best way to make guaranteed money was to work for the government, because nobody else had any fucking money. So I remember when I was in a history class in my junior year of high school, my teacher was telling me, he's like, yeah, I met this one woman who told me that her husband was a Civil War veteran, and there was no way that could have fucking happened. I'm all like, how the hell is that possible? You're like 80. You know, you tell me you fucking married a guy who's like 150, there's no fucking way. And she was all like, when I was a young girl, like 15, 16, I married a Civil War veteran who was in his 90s. And when it was like one of those things that there were so few of them that the government would never talk about it or anything. But the payment that she was getting, adjusted for inflation, because she was the widow, he was still receiving his veteran's pension as a widow's benefit. So adjusting for inflation, the Civil War pension in like 1980, 1990, holy shit, this lady was getting fucking paid from the government. And I'm just sitting there thinking about it like, man, what an insane grift. Like, that's fucking wild.
That's pretty amazing, Big Country. Ooh, nice catch by the Browns. Alright, let's chug jug.
I'm reasonably sure that you get a checkpoint after you take off the armor, but I can't say for sure.
Honestly, so far, I don't think this is that bad. It's just long. You just have to stay on top of how much health you have, so that way when you get low...
Right. And again, there's like a bajillion fucking pickups, like...
Whoa! I have no idea what happened there.
Oh, the stage is destructible, and you were underneath part of the stage that was destroyed, so it wouldn't kill you, but it was just shoving you out of the way.
Shit. Where'd you assholes come from? Come on, come get me. There you go. What? What damaged me? Oh. Oh, no, I am not taking your fucking Sentinel armor. Jesus. This fight isn't even that bad yet. Like... All right, Eagles. Now or never.
Oh, Christ.
Did Joe Flacco just throw an interception? Oh, no. 4th down. Never mind.
Fucking Eagles are getting pulverized because it's a game where the refs are not babying them. And they're getting fucking butt blasted. I'm glad to see it, because like this game, 1,000,000% is absolutely detonating the Jalen Hurts MVP narrative as we speak. But the sad thing is, people are probably going to get right back on fucking Purdy's jock.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue I have.
Ugh. Meanwhile, Tua. Let's go, Tua.
Eagles go for it here. If they didn't go for it and don't get it, game's over. Although if they punt it, I kind of feel like game's over anyway. This is where they want to make their stand.
Color, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh, that was disorienting.
Whoa! Oh, Buccaneers touchdown.
Well, like, the only two elite teams the Dolphins have even gotten the opportunity to play this year has been the guys who made the Super Bowl last season, and both of them were road games. And that Eagles game is widely regarded across the league as one of the worst ref games of the whole season. So it's tough when that's your only opportunity, you know. All you can do is just play the guys in front of you, and they're 9-3. I ain't gonna complain. That was insane. You got fucking catapulted.
Shit! Dude, stop throwing shit at me! Where'd that come from? God, this is chaotic. Wow, Niners got the ball back. This game's probably over. Eagles can't tackle. They look like us.
Yeah, Eagles punted. Wow. It is truly pathetic. I'm just looking at the results of drives in the play-by-play on ESPN. Eagles field goal, Eagles field goal, Eagles punt, end of pass, Eagles touchdown, Eagles punt. Just, ugh. Their offense is anemic, and like a lot of people are realizing that through this game. This is what happens when the Eagles don't get babied. When they have to rely on their offense actually executing, Hurts is mediocre. Like, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. But, like, dude's kind of the definition of mid. And that's not bad. You can win with a quarterback like that. That's why the Eagles are 10-1, but guy is not the MVP.
Wait, where's his one remaining? Oh, where's his remaining armor? Is it on his hand? Yes. Okay.
His right hand.
Your right hand comes off?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. God damn motherfucker.
Oof. Dak has the second best MVP odds? My god.
Yeah. No, Dak is having an incredible year, actually. Like, it took a while for him to get going, but once he got going, he's been on fire.
Wild. Never thought I'd see the day.
Which I think proves how you can have success with a nearly decent quarterback if you put him in the right system and put the right things around him. You know.
Yeah. just takes a while to figure out, and that's a huge problem with these NFL franchises, is that they're not patient.
Oh, I think I destroyed all the armor.
Destroyed. The body is now exposed. Take the portal and finish this fight.
Yeah, I need some health first.
I think you get a checkpoint here. I hope you do, but I don't know for certain.
Yeah, I'm getting health just in case. Give myself a chance here. I'm farming a little bit of health. Okay. Ammo's a problem, though.
Yeah, I just really hope after this game nobody talks about Hurts as the MVP again.
Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely get a checkpoint here because you switched areas. They wouldn't send you back to the first one. But I mean, I'm not going to tell you to just fucking kill yourself. That would be very stupid. So yeah, the second part is the exact same as the first part, where you do damage to pieces of them, and blah blah blah.
Niners convert on third down. Oh, no, they didn't get it. Fourth down. Never mind.
What the hell's wrong with women? This crazy broad posts this shit on Twitter. She says, I rejected this sweet guy various times, and a couple of months later I saw him dating someone new. I saw him on the train with her after school. Then as soon as I got home, I cried. Like, why are women like this? I'm reasonably sure that purple skull that you just passed by was like a super damage pickup where your gun did more damage. Yeah, there's a lot of chaff running around right now. You gotta clear that out first, definitely. Yeah, the NFC is garbage, and I hope that that's another thing that people is from this game. Ooh, BFG did hella damage.
Yeah. That BFG, man. A lot of money. Oh, shit! God damn it! I'm trying to jump away from that, and then he just eats me off a goddamn cliff.
Swat it like a swat.
I knew what he was doing, so I ran away, and he still beat me. What a little motherfucker.
Well, see, the thing I think people could agree with this that we're seeing league-wide is that the teams that are really bad are super fucking bad. And the way that things are going is that outside of 1 or 2 divisions across the entire league, you've got the guy at the top who's really good, and everyone else is just crap. So there's a lot of teams that are just getting farmed for wins. And if you're in one of those cupcake divisions, you get a ton of free wins just for showing up. So it's hard to tell who's really, like, actually elite, because a lot of these divisions are so fucking bad. Because, like, people are talking about how the Cowboys are frauds, but they play in the same division as the Eagles. So, you know, both of them get to farm the Redskins and the Giants. It's 4 free wins in the season, and the Cowboys just got theirs early, so that's why people call them frauds. But the Eagles, you know, they've played mostly the same teams and also been feasting on that weak competition. But does that mean that the Eagles are frauds? People keep saying that the Cowboys are frauds, not the Eagles. Just wild shit. And I think we definitely have to acknowledge that as much as people may get their panties in a twist, thinking that the NFL is so much better than the NBA, that the NFL doesn't have tanking, this is very not true anymore.
Yeah, New England.
Right, the season could definitely show, like, not just New England, but like pretty much any bad team is like being bad on purpose. And that's there's.
Oh shit! Oh,
All right.
Hold on. No, I'll go in a second. I'll be right there. Sorry, guys. Looks like I'm gonna have to be getting out of here.
Well, here's hoping that you actually win this, then. First try. Well, second try. I forgot you did that. But you almost got it. Looks like left forearm, right forearm, and right shoulder. Oh, right chest. There you go. Yeah, now just the forearms and you're done.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I'm gonna power through this real quick. Still there, Sam?
Yeah, I am. I don't know if anybody else got an ad break, but I do. But if you need to pound through this, you can't exactly stop. So, like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go a little bit later than my dad goes, is all. That's fine. We're going out to dinner tonight, but we have to take separate cars anyway. So you're still on the ad break on your end? Okay. I'll take a minute.
Yeah, I've got just about 1 minute. What you can do right now is continue to shit on the Eagles because the Niners scored another touchdown.
Yeah, I did
Lamau.
see that. LMAOROFL in my grave.
Right. Like this, and again, I keep trying to tell people, like, of course I just sound like a salty little bitch because my team lost, but when you're on the road and you have what is considered around the league one of the worst ref games of the season, and that game, you know, even though we lost by 2 scores, that last score didn't count because it was in fucking garbage time. The game's already fucking over, and we're just, you know, trying to get shit going. That was a 1-score game for the longest time, and it features shit like fucking the Eagles pulling face masks while guys are running their routes and not getting called, holding on pretty much every single fucking possession, and not just your regular run-of-the-mill holding, but actually fucking having your hand wrapped around a guy's throat to make sure that he can't establish position. It's just total bullshit out there.
Oh, I just died.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to come back and do this after dinner at this point.
Well, wait. Hit low checkpoint just to see if you got the checkpoint at the start of the second phase, or if you have to start from scratch.
I did.
Okay, that is good then.
All right,
Now we know.
guys. I'll be back later. See you guys.